It's Good News Week.
Thank you. Thank you. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you. Welcome to Good News Week. And the big news? Tonight, we salute this year's finest achievements in human endeavour. Those special people who took one look at honour, courage and common sense and said, nah. So, in the tradition of the Oscars, the Logies and the Arias, we're proud to present the 2008 GNW Awards, the Jet Sparrows. Yeah. What an extraordinary 12 months it's been. It was the year the Prime Minister apologised to the stolen generations, and he hadn't even done anything yet. He still hasn't done anything. And I think they deserve another apology. America said goodbye to George W. Bush and hello to Barack Obama, who told Kevin Rudd... Ah, yeah, you've already bought into the dream, have you? They said goodbye to George W. Bush and hello to Barack Obama, who told Kevin Rudd his calls may be monitored for quality purposes. Sarah Palin reloaded and said, I'll be back. And John McCain wandered away from the bus. In his final report on climate change, Professor Ross Garno suggested we replace cow and sheep farming with kangaroos. Although it's not easy milking something that stands on its hind legs and disapprovingly tuts while you do it. And I should know. The Vatican brought the 7 deadly sins into the 21st century by adding 7 new ones, doubling the number of badges needed by evil scouts. The New South Wales Labor Party continued to knit its own noose by swapping one idiot premier for another and hoping the people didn't notice. They didn't. Qantas, that's it. Yeah, that feels good. Let it out. The Beijing Olympic torch was not only a beacon of hope, but also a much more powerful interrogation tool than a lit cigarette on the skin. AFL and Rugby League had a Qantas of a year. As players glassed, groped and urinated their way around the country. It's now so bad, players who actually behave themselves could face penalties for bringing the game into repute. The government spent about $10 million on an ad campaign telling us climate change is bad. I blame Kevin Rudd. We never had a climate change problem under John Howard. Yeah, bring back Johnny. Brendan Nelson discovered politics is not a popularity contest. Well, not for him, anyway. World Youth Day came to Sydney, along with Pope Benedict. A hell of a lot of pilgrims and exotic strains of flu that made the rest of us crook. Proving that God moves in mysterious ways, but snot tends to fly straight at you. And in aviation, only Steve Fossett had a worse year than Qantas. A spokesman protested that most of their accidents have been on the ground. But then they all are eventually, aren't they? And that's the good news.
It's Good News Week. Someone dropped the bomb somewhere, contaminating the atmosphere and blackening the sky. It's Good News Week. Someone found a way to give the rotting dead a will to live, go on and never die. It's Good News Week. Woo-hoo. It's Good News Week.
Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Woo. Joy. Thank you. Good evening. Tonight, fast-tracked from Centrelink, the high-heeled high priestess, Claire Hooper. And her two special guests, Will Anderson and Lehmo. And they're trying to get a summer job from the big cheese, Mikey Robbins. And his first guests, Cal Wilson and Colin Lane. How are you all? Very excited?
Very
this
excited.
Gala
Looking
event.
forward to it.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. Everyone's wearing suits, looking lovely.
Have a great show, Paul.
I will, Cole.
And good luck to you too, opposition team.
All the best to you guys. Am I the only guy supporting Movember here with the Mo?
I've got one, but not on my face.
Yeah. There's a lot of Mo's around. I find they fall into one of three categories: Australian cricketer, film star, or sex offender.
Number three.
Number
three.
It was just that bit where it went quiet when Lehmo made that sex offender joke, and I reckon half the audience kind of laughed, and the other half of the audience were like, he is a sex offender.
Shall we get moving?
Why not?
What's the story is the game. Claire, Will, Lehmo, dive in.
The Maldives.
Yeah,
Good.
well done, Claire.
Mate.
Yeah, are they people?
People with their feet in water.
Right.
Yep.
And Canberra.
Colin Butler, climate change expert.
Right.
I
love
don't
it.
know him.
You're good at reading.
You do know more about the news than me, but it's clearly sea levels rising in the Maldives.
Isn't it the case that the Maldives, it's just a series of little islands and it's going to be overrun by water soon with global warming and
some places in the Maldives apparently are only 1.5 metres above water now.
Really?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a fat bloke jumped in the ocean the other day. There was a tsunami. Like, it's that sort of place, right? Like, all the houses have water views in their living room. And so basically what they've decided is we've got to move. We've got to get... Because this is where all the rich people go for their holidays, the Maldives, right? So I'm not particularly upset about it being, climate change drowning them. Who cares? You have more money than me. Oh, you're going to drown. Great. I'm going to use full flush even when I wee. I don't care, right? But they're saving up all their money to move to somewhere else. And they're thinking they might even move to Australia.
Really?
Like, yeah, so there's obviously real estate agents in Australia going, we've got lovely places here. Adelaide, it is a renovator's dream, but...
They can have Tasmania. There's 300,000 of them. Shove them in. There we go. Call it Malmania. That can work.
Maybe that would help. If the islands are sinking, maybe they should just soar them off the bottom so they can float around the world wherever they want to be.
Yeah, mind you, though. 1.5 metres. That'd be tough for some people, wouldn't it?
But if they're looking for drama...
I did see the president of the Maldives wearing a wristband the other day that said WWKCD. So, what would Kevin Costner do?
That could be our first ever Waterworld joke. I'm going to stop them there, ladies and gentlemen, give them 10 points to start them off. The Maldives is a chain of 1,200 small islands in the Indian Ocean, and according to its new president, if climate change continues to raise sea levels, the entire nation will disappear. Not something we laugh at, people of Australia. Most parts of the Maldives are just 1.5 metres above water, putting the population at great risk from things like the tide. So they're going to use some of their billion-dollar tourist revenue to buy a new homeland, possibly in Australia. And why not? For that kind of money, they could get 2 or 3 pretty nice houses in Sydney. President Mohammed Nasheed said it's an insurance policy. After all, the Israelis began by buying land in Palestine. And didn't that turn out well? Mikey, Cal, Colin, lock and load.
OK.
Yep.
OK, so school kids...
School children.
Yep.
Oh, that's his new Red Tube site. What is it good for?
Absolutely.
OK, so I think this is Kevin Rudd is sending in World War II soldiers to control Schoolies Week.
World War II soldiers.
Yeah. So they go, I fought for you guys.
Just stop your shenanigans or I'll throw my teeth at you.
And they also teach them how to make alcohol out of stale bread.
You really... I've said it before, I'll say it again, you're a hillbilly. But
It's warmongering.
It's
He's declared war on everything.
he loves to monger war.
He loves to monger war. It's more scary than being a fishmonger, I guess. But warmongering is very scary. And Kevin...
Loves it. Well, he's declared war on binge drinking, he declared war on inflation, and he's now declaring war on children. Children, he hates children. Because they're taller than him, they can beat him up. Take his glasses and milk money.
Youth unemployment.
Youth unemployment,
I
yes.
believe is what he's declared war on.
He's not going that well, though, this year. You know, Kevin 07, this could be heaven. Kevin 08, not that great.
Can you declare war on him going overseas all the time? Like, he hates Australia. He's never in Australia. He got the Prime Minister job and then he just pissed off. I think there's something wrong with your country where Chris Isaac spends more time here than your Prime Minister.
They do have it, ladies and gentlemen. 10 points. Kevin Rudd's latest initiative is a war on unemployment, and he will win. Since becoming Prime Minister, Kevin's also declared war on drugs, inflation, whalers, downloads, pokies, doping in sport and executive salaries, and none of them exist anymore. It's exactly 1 year to the day since Labor won office, and everything's looking up. Unemployment's up, inflation's up, the US dollar's up, and fear is at an all-time high. But be careful, Kev, if the unemployed all have a job, everyone at Centrelink won't. So after one tin pot round of Good News Week, the Hooper team are on 10 points, the Robbins team 10 points. Up next we award the first Jet Sparrow.
It's Good News Week. It's Good News Week.
During the break, as we broke up with Paris Hilton, both teams were given 3 clues to a recent strange but true story. Hooper, Anderson and Lehman have an educational textbook.
Oh, you think this is saucy? You can actually, the cover, you can actually undress her. Nips! Nips!
Wow. I love that The Joy of Sex has a flap on the cover.
Mikey authored a book called The Disappointment of Sex.
And look, I would really like to thank Lehmo for writing the foreword too.
The little bit at the front, that's what Lehmo's used to.
And hello to Jazz if you're watching.
We also have the Black Rod.
Ooh. That's hot.
And finally this.
Any members of the KISS Army in? No? My apologies to any KISS fans.
I think there might be a few closet Kiss Army fans.
Now, I'm going to have to stand up. Now...
Oh, my God, it's Amy Winehouse.
Can I use this? I love that I'm singing because Will and I finished our radio show. And what's the one thing you'd miss more than anything else?
Yeah, you singing, yes.
Yeah. I'm the worst singer in the world. So if you can all join along as quickly as possible to help me save some face, OK?
I liked it. And their clues.
OK. No, that's it. That's it. This is very short. I wanna rock and roll all night. I party every day. I wanna rock and roll all night. And party every day.
And Robbins, Wilson and Lane got a cardboard box. Not as much fun as The Joy of Sex, is it?
No. Oh, mind you though, you get a couple of drinks into it.
We also have a running shoe.
Worst case of athlete's foot I've ever seen.
And this.
When do I come in?
On the floor.
On the floor.
Oh, the shark, babe, has such teeth, dear, and it shows them pearly white. Oh, the jackknife in the keys, dear, and he keeps it oh so right. Oh, there's nothing else. You're the baby. Thank you very much. The only regret I have in this life is that I can't sit in the audience and watch myself perform. Who wins out of Lehmo and me? Who wins? Who wins? Thanks for that overwhelming response.
They were surprisingly uncommitted. I really thought you had it.
Not one lyric right. Well done.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, thank you. That was, I pride myself.
We will hear those stories at the end of the show in about 4 or 5 hours. Now to the game called Warren. 3 headlines about the same newsmaker, but their identity has been cunningly concealed by the name... Warren. Lehmo, you have Warren slowing down, but still growing. No riding Warren's back, Rio. Dalai Lama. I've given up on Warren. Who is that, Warren?
A teenager's penis, slowing but still growing. Dalai Lama, I've given up on teenage... No, that's not
Well, on the same topic, it could be Viagra sales, couldn't it? No.
Yeah, Dalai Lama, I've given up on Viagra.
I also thought it could be Warnie, you know, because he's back in the public consciousness with the Warnie musical.
What do you think?
I think
Dalai Lama is your clue there.
it might be China.
You're talking about the country or the porcelain?
The porcelain. China slowing but still growing, referring, of course, to the economy. No riding on China's back, says Rio Tinto, I assume, as opposed to the underwear label. And Dalai Lama, I've given up on China because, as we know, he's had some issues with China over the years. So I suspect that might be it. I do have a tip, though, for your Tibetan monks. They have a lot of trouble in China with the Chinese. Tell you 2 things about China. 1, they hate Tibetan monks. 2, they love pandas. So Tibetan monks dress up as pandas. Yeah. Then you can walk freely, spreading the good word. It'll become awkward when they force you to have sex, but aside from that, free to go.
So, China?
Yeah, China.
China. Let's see if Lehmo's right. Hey! 15 points! It is China which has announced plans to punish singers who lip-sync. No one is sure what the punishment will be, but it may involve having one lip chopped off so they can never be in sync again. Anyone caught repeatedly misleading the public will be taken away and offered a job in the Chinese government. Of course, the Chinese government was responsible for the lip-syncing controversy at the Beijing opening ceremony, but they're ensuring it won't happen again, at least not by that adorable little child who never existed. Colin.
Yes?
You have. You
Yep.
do. Warren to be new face of Louis Vuitton. Warren rules the boys.
Yep. Does he?
Warren.
Does he? He rules the boys. Yep.
Warren has gun lawyer for divorce. Who is Warren?
I'm not sure. I think. Good question. Great question.
Try Panda.
Panda has gun lawyer for divorce. Panda rules the boys. Panda to be new face of Louis Vuitton.
Now that's cute. That is cute. Panda with a handbag.
That would work.
Now, do you have any idea, Colin Lane? Or
Well,
do
I
you
do.
need help?
I do. You can help, but I think it. Well, I do kind of know that it is. I think it is Madonna, actually. Madonna. Well, she has unfortunately hired a gun lawyer for divorce. To divorce. She went into a restaurant and said, "Could I have some divorce?" And they didn't know whether she was talking about tomato sauce or dessert, and got confused. And she just went, "I'm not coming to this restaurant ever again." She hired a gun lawyer, but she should have hired a divorce lawyer, I reckon, because gun lawyer, you know, was Charlton Heston going to turn up or something? Who knows?
He is dead.
He's dead, is he? And see, I got the game mixed up because I thought it was... I was looking at Warren Beatty, Warren Zevon and Warren Buffett. You see, I got mixed up and... I've got no idea how this game works. But I think it is Madonna. Madonna has gun lawyer for divorce because she divorced Guy Ritchie. Yes. And he didn't want any money.
No, he just
at all.
He just wanted his balls back.
No.
Yes.
Didn't you think that when they got together? Because I want Hollywood romances to do well. You know, I like it when they do. But I looked at those two together and I just thought, you know, normal guy,
Alien.
raptor, and I thought there really must be something that Madonna does well. You know?
I think you can find it on page 142 of The Joy of Sex.
Mind you, the one idea I do like is her to be the face of Louis Vuitton because her face could be made into a handbag these days.
They do have it, ladies and gentlemen. 15 points. Let's have a look, though, just to make sure.
Like, speaking of Guy Ritchie's balls, I read the rules that she sent, and I just, you know, like, there's 12 ridiculous rules, and I just thought, like, he should have just issued her some rules back. But I thought, you know, like, rules like, you know, no high-cut leotards around the house.
Yeah, put some more clothes on.
Yeah, and eat something before you eat the children.
Also, too, before you open your mouth, pick an accent. Just one will do. English, American, we don't care, Madonna, just one.
Clearly not as popular here as she once was. They are right, it is Madonna. And they are right, Madge has indeed drawn up a bizarre list of demands Guy Ritchie must adhere to if he wants to see his sons Rocco and David ever again. The children can't have spiritual or unethical toys, which means no playing in Mummy's attachments cupboard. Guy has to stop referring to Madonna as the boys' steroid grandma. And he can only read them bedtime stories written by Madonna herself. And he must begin every sentence with, "Mummy wrote this, it's good, isn't it?" But Guy's written his own list of things Madonna has to do. Number 1, get a big black dog up ya. That's about it. The Hoopers are now on 25 points. The Robinses are on 25 points. For the last 6 weeks, thousands of you have been voting on the website for the Jet Sparrows. Tonight, all your winners and losers will be revealed. But in a very special way, they're all losers. So, ladies and gentlemen, to present the first Jet Sparrow, Will Anderson and Cal Wilson.
The nominees for the Jet Sparrow for entertainment are Heather Mills, who, according to an ex-boyfriend, got turned on if he played with her stump. They even shot a homemade porno movie using stump cam.
George Michael, who apologised for being boring after he was arrested again in a public toilet, again in possession of drugs, again.
Kyle Sandilands, who gave away tickets to his wedding on his radio show.
And magician David Blaine, who set new records this year for holding his breath underwater and hanging upside down. Dave's getting a bit desperate. Next year, he's going to beat the record for most gelatos at the Coogee Bay Hotel.
And the Jet Sparrow goes to...
Kyle Sandilands!
Jabba the Hutt can't be here tonight, so to accept the award, Tom Gleeson!
I'm so sorry Kyle couldn't be here tonight. He was too busy being average on another show on this network. But also, he was sort of worried about how he would be perceived if he didn't have Jackie O standing next to him going, "You can't say that, Kyle." And I think I got chosen to do this because I got married this year as well. But then again, I didn't sell my pictures to, you know, OK magazine. It was a bit different, and also I, you know, had genuine friends at my wedding. Thank you.
Gleeson, ladies and gentlemen. After the break, so you think you can mine.
It's Good News Week.
Would you welcome our next special guest, joining Claire, Josh Lawson and Fiona O'Loughlin. And with Mikey, Kitty Flanagan and Jimeoin. How are you all? How did you think your first team went? Were you watching it all?
No, the cricket was on at the back. Were they good?
Were they good? We should ask you. And how are you feeling on this side? You were lovely last time you were on the show, Kitty.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, a lot of love out there in the room for you. Jimeoin, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks for asking.
You look very well.
Thank you very much.
You look very relaxed. What are you up to at the moment?
I'm performing at the Opera House.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's a gorgeous venue, the Opera House.
In the Opera House proper, or one of those silly little theatres?
In the toilet. It's a big toilet.
On the steps with the guitar case in front.
Yes, yeah, they don't know I'm coming yet, but...
Excuse me, Paul?
Yes, Kitty?
What is a jet sparrow?
A jet sparrow. We did have occasion in the early part of the show when the topic of the jet sparrow came up in a story. And it was about Yves Rossi, the fellow with the jetpack, and he was flying through the air. He strapped himself to a couple of metal wings. And this led us through a series of rather convoluted, but at the time, hilarious yarns onto the jet sparrow. Then it also got contorted by Claire into Claire's father.
And it's good to finally apologise to my father. He does, everybody, let's clear this up, he does not call his farts jet sparrows. My father doesn't fart at all, and that's what he'd like everyone to know. He doesn't fart.
But this is what became of the jet sparrow. We've got the jet sparrow made here. It's the sparrow with a jet on its back. We didn't go with Claire's farting father. Who on the Robbins team would like to be the mime for the day?
Well, actually, Kitty, as much as I love your mime work in the past, it's going to be a long, cold drink tonight. I thought we'd get some, Australia's premier mime humorist out here from the Opera House where they're performing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Umbilical Brothers!
I haven't been given that question yet. Hello, fellas, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Nice to see you after so long.
Go.
Can I have a look?
Fellas, yes.
Pair of hacks.
Say that in mime.
Can we be...
Okay. Are you talking because you need to do parody sort of work? You need to extremes of
fast, get it done fast.
Yeah, get it done fast.
All right, so you're going to read the... What? You're going to
Don't you find it interesting that before they do a mime, they have to have a quick chat? The time starts now.
OK, well, he's harmless.
Hey.
Harmless man. Hitler! Nazis!
Yeah.
OK, so... No.
Yeah, Germans!
Yes.
That's the first word. 34 to go.
Apologies to all the... Oh, I know. You're on at the Opera House before me.
Why doesn't one Germans go into a bar, into a shop?
No.
Germans shopping. Germans shoplifting.
Stealing stuff.
Nicking.
Nazi stealing stuff.
Shoplifting.
Shoplifting Germans?
Shoplifting a small shop. Putting the shop back.
TV.
OK. On closed circuit, Germans on... There's a new...
Germans stealing a TV. Germans stealing a TV.
Two Germans trying to steal a TV. And someone saw them, called the police. Police came.
I'll shoot you.
Shot an unarmed man.
Oh, he should put...
The police shot an unarmed man stealing a TV.
Almost.
We're kind of embellished a bit.
I think we've been distracted by the shooting and the tasering.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Perhaps them having a little bit too much mind fun.
This is the main bit.
That's it.
Strapping a TV.
Yeah.
Itself.
Yeah.
Hey!
The Umbilical Brothers, ladies and gentlemen.
High five.
They are on at the house. I'm going to give you 8 points for that, and only for Kitty, really. More or less right. German police are hunting for 2 thieves who stole a TV set from a shop by clamping it to the body of an accomplice who has no arms. Yeah. The security guards would have stopped him, but they were distracted by a guy in a wheelchair towing a plasma. My question is, why didn't the other 2 pinch the TV themselves? Surely, when they were planning the heist, they could have said to the armless guy, why don't you just stay at home and practice your river dance? Perhaps they played rock, paper, scissors and he lost. Hooper team, who will accept the mime challenge?
I'll give it a crack.
Come on,
Come on,
then.
You can do it! Come a little closer. Come on,
Okay.
come on.
Okay. You love this. Yeah, you put that back. Okay, all right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right, thanks very much.
OK, Josh, your time starts now.
Milking.
Climbing a rope.
A flag.
Sailing.
Putting a flag up, waving to the Queen. It's the Queen. It's Prince Charles. It's Camilla. What?
Mick Jagger.
Oh, the tea?
William.
British stuff, for God's sake.
Yeah, right. Okay.
No, I'm sorry, but your mime level is a bit too complex, and I think we should call in some people who can actually read mime at a high level.
Please.
Yes, we're calling back the Umbies.
Go, please come back.
What's going on? Help.
Help us understand what it is he's doing in his fancy...
But you interpret.
Okay.
Yeah, in his fancy talk.
So,
It's in English.
okay, that's not mine. But keep going.
All right, you got a hood. You're deaf. You've got ears and a hood and a
Doctor.
Stethoscope.
So you're a British doctor.
Yes.
Oh, he's in prison. He's in a cage.
Mental institution.
British doctor. Oh, Hannibal Oh, no, sorry.
He's got fleas all over him. Terrible.
Mental asylum.
What?
No.
It's a cell. All right.
All right. It's Fiona O'Loughlin. All right, yep, a mother, baby. Is the cell literal? It's not literal. It's body is made up of many cells.
Oh, I thought terrorists were breeding more terrorists.
Golf.
Oh, if you face away, we can't. Okay.
Yes.
Golf.
4.
Drums, percussion.
Band.
Foreskin.
Foreskin of a child, the foreskin of a baby.
16
The cells,
skin.
taking the cells
Cells
out of
out
a
of
foreskin.
foreskin.
of a baby.
Yeah. They're,
And injecting into using
So just to recap, the story is a British doctor has developed Botox.
10 points to Josh Lawson. British doctors are taking cells from the foreskins of babies and injecting them into adult faces as a permanent wrinkle treatment.
Okay, so someone's got to say it. Dickhead.
Thanks to a radical new cosmetic procedure, babies' foreskins are now the new Botox. But there are problems with the treatment. If you have the procedure, then convert to Judaism, you have to cut your face off. Implanting a foreskin into your forehead can give you an 8-skin head. On really cold days, your entire face could shrivel to half its size. And if you catch sight of some really hot girls, you may end up looking like Brendan Nelson. Claire's collected now on 35 points. Mikey's mob on 33 points. To present our next Jet Sparrow, Josh Lawson and Kitty Flanagan. Oh, scary.
And the nominees for the Jet Sparrow for religion are...
Sydney Archbishop Peter Jensen, who threatened to break away from the Anglican Church because it welcomes women and homosexuals. His church is just for men and animals.
The wives of Islamic extremists who demanded equal rights to be suicide bombers. But if the women blow themselves up, who's going to clean up the mess?
The Greek and Armenian priests who like to brawl in one of the most sacred churches in Jerusalem. One gets a crucifix, the other gets a rosary, then they tie their beards together and they rumble.
And Catholic Bishop Anthony Fisher, who said people who've been sexually abused by priests should stop dwelling crankily on it. I mean, Christ got nailed to a cross 2,000 years ago, and you don't hear people still banging on about that.
And the Jet Sparrow goes to...
the cranky Bishop Anthony Fisher.
Bishop Fisher wouldn't show his face, so to accept the award, Corinne Grant.
Thank you. Hi. On behalf of the Bishop, I would like to accept this award and tell all of you who are upset by his win to suck it up, crybaby, and tell someone who cares. And people say priests are out of touch. Oops, actually, you shouldn't use the word touch when you're talking about a priest. Bishop Fisher had a good point. People who suffered abuse should get over it. And while we're at it, people with depression should cheer up. Blind people should be thankful they're not deaf as well. And those irritating amputees should grow back their legs.
Corinne Grant, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, the world's best news.
Authorised by the New South Wales Government, Sydney.
This is the World News game called 3.5 Corners. Claire Hooper. You ready?
This might be the week where I get these. Come on.
In Australia, the Simpson Desert is being closed over summer for safety reasons. But there's a rumour on the net that the closure is because something has been detected out there. What is it?
If it's a rumour on the net, it's probably
pornography.
So you're saying aliens?
Sure, I'm saying...
Aliens in the desert, in the Simpson Desert.
Aliens have been detected.
Yes, you're right. 5 points.
Why do they close the desert? Why? I mean, surely finally we can get some good photos of them, you know, instead of these tiny little blurry snaps.
Yes,
We've moved on.
You try taking a photo with a probe up your ass.
I have. You can visit my website.
In Zurich, researchers have found couples who spend more time hugging and kissing have what?
They have something.
Rashes.
It's a good call. It's not what I have here, unfortunately.
I don't care what the answer is. I just want to know how you can be part of the research team. Haven't they just found out they're happier? Have higher levels of happiness?
Yes, or lower levels of stress.
Or lower levels of...
OK, I'm going to give it to you. 5 points. Take it away. I wonder if lower levels of stress are the same as having higher levels of happiness.
Well,
let's start making it out and find out.
Let's find out.
That never works.
In America, what's got the National Rifle Association spooked?
Obama.
Yes.
Obama. Yeah.
Obama.
Yes.
And what about Obama?
Well, he's not bang up for weapons.
He's not bang up for weapons. He's an advocate for tougher gun laws.
Tougher gun laws.
Yes. Did you get any words in that? Or was it all me?
Obama? We got Obama.
Obama, you got Obama. Ladies and gentlemen, that team. Firearm sales in the US are going through the roof as gun nuts panic that President Obama will impose new restrictions. Yes, this Christmas, every American child will get a stocking stuffer that can take their head off Rudolph at 500 metres. You've got to love the Yanks. If they'd voted for the pro-gun John McCain, there'd actually be less guns on the streets. According to the FBI, Americans bought almost 2 million firearms last month. So you can understand why Obama wants restrictions. The gun is the natural enemy of the black president. Read to zip around the 3.5 corners, Mikey.
Yes, mate.
In San Francisco, an artist who lost an eye in a car accident wants to put what in her socket?
I would love to say bottle opener. Wouldn't that be cool? There you go. But it's actually, she wants to put a camera in to make a documentary of her life, a video camera.
He's got it. Why do that?
It's just a waste. A waste of a good socket. You could put anything in there. You could put a Lindt chocolate ball in there.
Actually, a Lindt chocolate ball dispenser. There you go. There you go. There you go.
In Britain, a new survey has found the words animal, feral and vermin are being used daily in reference to whom?
Royal
Amy
family.
Winehouse. What's in Amy Winehouse's hair?
Close.
Actually, no, bizarrely enough, for children, the media are using those words in reference to the behaviour of children in Britain. Aren't they a loving nation?
Gets 5 points.
I would go along with that.
Children of vermin?
Yeah, I will. Other people's children are. I like my own children. I don't like other people's children. You know, when people start showing you photographs of their children, you're thinking, I don't even like you.
In Australia, how does the AFL want to fight obesity?
OK, well, can I address the fact that the only reason obesity exists now is because bullying has been banned? So, I would say that if the AFL were thinking clearly, what they should do is perhaps introduce a bit of football chanting in the playground.
Bumba?
Bit of bumba? Just a bit of, you know, hey, that chunky off your ass, doo-da, doo-da. Like, you don't want to go too hard, you know, with just, you're fat and you know you are, you're fat. That's just mean. But if you add the doo-da, it's not just like bullying light.
Actually, Kitty makes a good point. There was bullying when I was a kid, and there were only 2 fat kids in my class, me and Michael Jonker. Whereas now you go down to a playground and you can barely see the bitumen. They just jam all these boombas in a playground and they play pass the pie.
Is it compulsory bullying?
Oh, no, more close. Compulsory sport. They're talking about making a sport a much bigger part of the curriculum in schools.
He does have it, ladies and gentlemen, 20 points.
Well, you know what else they could do? Because you know how they kind of wasted their time with Jamie's school dinners? I think Gordon Ramsay's school dinners would be heaps better. Because he would just walk around going, put the chips down, you fat fuck, yeah?
The AFL has called for sport to have a dedicated place within the national schools curriculum as a way of fighting childhood obesity. Or you could just get mum to give you a diet pill. It's not such a stretch. They already study Ben Cousins in chemistry. In fact, why not teach the children some of the other skills Aussie players use, like how to snag a lady with sleepy drink? Of course, some skills will come naturally to the little kiddies, like urinating in public. To my left now, 55 points. To my right, 53 points. Our next presenters of the fabulous Sparrow are Fiona, Lachlan and Jimeoin. Make them welcome.
The nominees for the Jet Sparrow for Sport are China, for its fair play and good sportsmanship during the Olympic torch relay, and for losing 300 Olympic drug tests, which turned up a day later and were all negative. In sporting circles, this is known as taking the piss.
The AFL for releasing an interactive DVD to teach players how to treat women. They haven't watched it yet. They keep getting distracted by the sexy slot the DVD goes into.
Indian cricketer Harbhajan Singh, not only for his charming antics on the field, but also for his modesty. As Harvey himself said, I am God's favourite son. Cheeky little monkey.
New Zealand, which has banned a popular half-time event at the rugby matches called sheep tackling. It actually predates the haka, which started with a Kiwi rugby player when he got a woolly pube in his throat. Sheep don't have pubes, do they? Do sheep have pubes? Are they straight? They wouldn't be curly, they'd be straight, wouldn't they?
And the Jet Sparrow goes to...
Oh. The AFL.
No one bothered to show up, so to accept the award, please may welcome Cal Wilson. Who could
Can I have it now? Thank you. It's lovely. Get out. I'd like to say thank you for this award on behalf of the AFL. They couldn't make it. Unfortunately, the whole DVD plan of making a DVD to show you how to treat women didn't really work because the players that really needed it were too dumb to work out what it was for. Several of them wrote letters saying thank you in crayon for the lovely frisbees. And the others just used the DVDs for coasters for the drinks they put the Rohypnol in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cal Wilson. Coming up, even more special guests.
7:30 Wednesday on 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome H.G. Nelson and Corinne Grant. And Amanda Keller and Tom Gleeson. This is the game called Giving Headline. Corinne, we need you.
Yes? Oh, for this game, right, OK.
Dad, you drive us to despair.
Someone took their kids to see Australia.
Let's try a little harder.
I think this is another results of a survey story about kids not wanting to be driven by their fathers as much as their mothers. Aren't mums more fun in the car?
Yes, yeah, they feel safer in the car with their mothers than they do with their fathers.
Because the dads have road rage and the dads are quick to get angry and the mums just, you know, swear a bit and laugh and cover their eyes and pat the poodle and all that. When we're driving, it's much nicer.
But the other thing, too, is they prefer it when Dad parks. So the idea is that they like Mum to drive them there, then Dad has to get out and park the car. Yeah, seriously. Children are mad.
And also, children like it when women go to park because they've got longer to watch the end of the DVD.
That's offensive.
Everyone has it. Another 5 points to them. Dark side to going green.
Darth Vader's put in a water tank.
Close, very close.
No, is it just something to do with the fact that, you know, going green is good for the planet, but you lose all your friends? You know, because you won't shut up about it and you become obsessive about it, you know?
Obsessive is the word.
Is it something to do with Darth Vader's breathing problem? Is to do with him smoking a bit too much? Tropical blend? Green?
No.
So the dangers of going green are that you can become unpleasantly obsessive about it.
I think you've pretty well got it there. I'm going to give it to you 5 points. According to medical experts, extremely carbon-conscious people are so worried about global warming, they're starting to suffer from obsessive-compulsive disorders. These people are known as dark greens or carborexics. You can also become dark green by catching hepatitis, then getting the blues. The study includes one man who relieves himself on his lawn to save water. There's also a family who all sleep in the same bed to save on heating. But the man who relieved himself on his sleeping family was asked to leave the study. Tom Gleeson.
Yes.
EU revokes twisted fruit and veg rules.
In Europe, for a long time, they've had really strict regulations on the shape of the vegetables. Like, they've only... there's been all these rules and regulations where they can only sell vegetables and fruit that are a nice shape and
Isn't that
go
weird?
within
Because
certain
half the
restrictions.
fun of shopping is to find rude bit and genitals
Yeah.
in the fruit and veg.
I know. Well, they would have never had the joy of looking at a particularly fancy sweet potato and go...
Isn't it always the best moment that, you know, then you call your partner and go...
They never had that. They were just... For years, they've just been walking around the fruit and veg section of supermarkets buying food.
But I don't understand. If the whole world is supposed to be perfect with perfect length and shape, it teaches people to not accept imperfections. And, you know, women are always let down, aren't they?
Yes, please love the small gnarled zucchini.
They do have it, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, a Ferrari that truly takes off.
I know this one. Do you want some help?
Yeah. I'm not
help special boy.
I'll help the special boy. I saw this story. This is... And it annoys me, because I know the technology exists, but it doesn't mean we should have it. At every car show, every now and then, a flying car is demonstrated. And that's all right if you own the first one. But imagine 60 million people owning flying cars. Air rage, you know, lollipop men. How does it work? The only good thing is you wouldn't get a squeegee guy at the lights. But how do you arrange...
Unless you had a jetpack.
Oh, no, not you, no. And dropping the kids off at school, just hover over it. I don't think that this will ever happen, but once again they're saying, look at this, another flying car.
Well, that really put a dampener on that, didn't it? I'm quite excited about the flying car until Mum got there and beat it into submission.
Do I have a feeling that maybe someone's husband's been spending a fair amount of time at the motor show this year?
Yeah, funny about that.
Yeah,
I didn't see the Lycra girls.
Amanda does have it. 15 points to them. Scientists in Britain are working on a flying car. It's based on a Ferrari and would reach heights of 1.5 kilometres. 8 powerful thrusters direct the air down, meaning the vehicle will be able to take off vertically and hover. But the designers deny they're building the flying car as a way to shit on birds. OK, over there, 70 points. Over there, 68 points. And now at the podium, it's G. Nelson and Amanda Keller. With the Sparrow!
Crossover work there. The nominees for the Jet Sparrow for Science are Prince Charles for converting his Aston Martin to run on leftover wine and cheese. What Charlie doesn't understand is, unlike the royal family, the rest of us don't have leftover wine and cheese.
And Amanda, scientists at Oxford University who prove stale chips taste better if you listen to the crunchy sounds as you eat them. It's the same theory that makes bad sex seem good if you shout, "Oh, God, yeah!"
Professor Jeffrey Miller from the University of New Mexico, who found lap dancers earn more in tips when they're ovulating and punch more customers when they're premenstrual.
And Frenchman Yves Rossi, known as Fusion Man, who soared across the English Channel with his strap-on wings. Apparently no one told him about the Ferrier Man.
And the Jet Sparrow goes to...
Is that me?
It's you.
Bloody hell, so much fun here. Logies, come on down. Ovulating lap dancers!
Professor Miller is tied up. Funny about that. So to accept the award, Will Anderson.
There you go. Oh, you're right there.
Off the stage.
Yeah.
On behalf of Dr. Michael, I'd like to thank you very much. He wanted me to read the following. We have a saying down at the lab that you can't spell scientist without tits. And that was the basis of this experiment. For far too long, scientists have been obsessed with trying to find cures for terminal diseases or trying to get a man on the moon. Well, I thought it was time to see if we could try something harder, like getting a hot, naked woman on the lap of a scientist. I thought it was time to bring some sex back to science. Forget string theory, this was G-string theory. I wanted to put the boff right back into boffin. And I'm hoping this award will help me in my quest to find funding for my next 2 projects. The first is to study the effect orgies have on time travel. I'm calling that one the Big Bang. And then I'm going to team up with Dr. Carl to see if I can get one of those ovulating lap dancers to micro-sleep with me. So thank you very much.
Will Anderson, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, buzzers of death. Yes, time now for my particular favourite, buzzers of death. And the power! Don't, you mongrel! Stop it! H.G. Nelson and Amanda Keller will face off over a series of multiple-choice questions. But you must wait till I finish the question before you answer. Don't! Now that is scary. So I think we've checked Dr. Nelson's buzzer.
Do you want me to check mine? Can I?
Yeah, go on.
Hey!
Wow. Oh. I'm just so filled with fear. First question, train spotting in South London. In South London? Whoa, it's scaring me. In South London, railway workers found the body of a man next to the tracks. What happened? A, he was trying to race the train like Superman and ran headfirst into a bridge. B, he tried to jump off before buying a ticket and was hit by a train going the other way. Or C, he relieved himself onto a live railway line carrying 750 volts. Amanda?
Well, it obviously didn't happen in New South Wales because we don't have any trains and he might have passed away from old age while waiting for one.
Yeah! Feel it!
In your face, Premier, whose name I don't know. In your face, whoever you are.
Well, having pressed the buzzer, I'm not sure what the answer is. So is there anything you'd like to say?
Can't press my buzzer then.
Can't press it. Who can... Oh!
I think he pissed on the railway tracks.
Thank you very much. I'm going to give it to HG. Next question. Buying the farm. In India, a woman cutting grass for her cattle was attacked from behind by a stalker. What did she do? A, flipped him over her shoulder, right into the thresher. B, shook him off, then ran him down in a ride-on mower. Or C, cut off his head with her sickle and walked through the market holding it aloft. Oh! Oh!
Yes. I reckon the ride-on mower. It doesn't matter. I just thought that's the most unlikely, stupid thing after something had happened romantically to drive over somebody with a ride-on mower. I use romantically advisedly there, though, Paul.
I see. I do understand that, HG. Anyone else want to crack at it?
On the ride-on mower, was she the victor? Hey!
Nice one.
Anyone else want to crack at it?
Maybe
You're going A. You're going A.
Maybe.
I reckon it's C.
Anybody? Anybody?
I think it's
C. Whoa! C, the audience get it this time. No one else gets any points. Congratulate yourselves. Go on. Good on you.
Hey, Paul, I never get to do this.
Oh. Final question. Heaven on a stick. In the UK, a restaurant worker passed away in the kitchen. What did his boss do? A, put him in the big freezer under the ice cream. B, stepped over the body and kept making kebabs. Or C, moved him out of the kitchen to distract the rats. No! No!
I'd like to think they put him in the freezer. But really, I think he probably stepped over him and kept making kebabs.
Yes.
Yes.
Out of the bloke.
No.
B. Let's see.
Yes!
B. B. The salmonella must go on. Yes, in Wolverhampton, catering boss Jaswinder Singh kept making kebabs while a worker lay dead in the same room.
Yeah.
Well, that's how interesting making kebabs is. In this situation, the worker's body is technically known as the kebaber's cadaver. Happily, police confirmed there were no suspicious circumstances and the pit of bread was just there to keep the body warm. Them now, 75 points, them 73 points. And because it is the last show of the year, I'm coming out the front for this one. You can thrill and be amazed as I cross the wires.
Actually, Paulie boy.
Live in front of you, ladies and
Mate,
gentlemen. Crossing the wires.
Hang on, no. Let's make it real fun. Little bucket of water there. Step in that, young fella.
Electricity and water, that's not a good combination, is it?
Always a winner.
OK.
In your pocket.
Yes or no? Oh, that's not comfortable.
OK, mate.
All right, let's go for it. No.
Let's dress you properly.
Very Guantanamo Bay.
Now, where have I seen this look before?
I think I saw it on the internet.
OK, are we ready to cross the wires? Here we go. Have I got them anywhere near each other? Coming up next, the count.
From Monday, December 1st on 10.
Would you please welcome back Josh Lawson and Fiona O'Loughlin, Kitty Flanagan and Jimeoin. This is Couch Potato. Jimeoin, front and centre, please. Shall we begin with, you comfy?
Yeah, sort of. I think. Does it go back?
No. I think it's fixed.
Deal with that.
Shall we start with some word association?
Yes, go on.
OK. Australia.
Why do they have those ads on TV at the moment telling people to go to Australia when they're in Australia?
Ice.
That's the name of my show. It's on the Opera House. Starting this week.
Romance.
I would like to hear a romantic song that was called Being With You is Like Being Alone, Except You're Here.
You know, with word association, you could just say the first word that comes into your head, rather than a whole string of words that sometimes form sentences and so on.
Right.
So, if you'd like.
I will from here on in. Or maybe not.
Freedom.
Naked on a golf course.
Career.
North or south?
Sport.
Yeah.
And finally, marriage.
Being with you is like being alone, except you.
I think it's time for us to go a little deeper.
Good. I'll just give you one-word answers this week.
Well, you can do anything you would, you know, if you want one word or you want whole sentences. Body language is a way of communicating as well. You're certainly appealing to one row just over there. What makes you laugh?
People falling over is very fun. Bad smells. Tricking people into smelling bad smells. It's funny. I don't know if you've noticed that people will always smell the back of your wrist because it's associated with a good smell. People will never smell the back of your fingers. You will never get a lady working in a perfume shop going, tss, tss, smell that. If I ever get a bad smell on the back of my finger, I rub it on my wrist.
Do you know anything about women?
Men are like dogs, women are like cats, really. That's the best way to describe them. Men, they come in, they're like, ah. Girls, like, you don't go near them. And then if you don't go near them, after about 20 minutes, they come over to you.
Yes, I never found that. What skill or talent do you wish you had?
Wish I could fly, really. No, I just admire birds that can fly. The way they can land on a wire, we couldn't do that. We need a big pole.
Have you ever broken the law?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never been caught, though.
That's the trick, isn't it? I think that's the real trick with breaking the law. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Over there.
And finally, how would you like to be remembered?
As alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jimeoin. Gorgeous, very neat, very neat. Can you please welcome Fiona O'Loughlin to the couch?
We've just got to get over this awkward bit.
Hey, everyone, look over there.
I'm wearing my daughter's dress, right? And the wardrobe ladies did amazing things to fit me into it, but I can't actually bend. So look over there while I get on the couch.
Would you like to get up? I'm sure you're quite familiar with this.
I'm just going to try and look natural.
I will. Yeah. Yes, it's like Diana in the front seat of a Mercedes. Shall we start with some word associations?
Yeah, but can I just say one word?
Yeah, you can
Isn't
say
that how
one
it
word.
works? That's
yes,
what my psychiatrist does, yeah.
Well, we're not really professional here.
Oh, OK. So I'm not going to be helped, really?
Yeah, you might be. Who knows? Don't judge it. Just go with it, man. Family.
Mine. It's just a word.
That is a word. It's a great word. Dentist.
Tears.
Underwear.
Oh. Industrial.
Abstinence.
Heaven.
Heaven.
Abstinence. No, people think I'm some kind of sex maniac because I've had 5 kids, right? I am not. I've actually only had sex 6 times, right? Seriously. 5 times to get the kids and once because we need to get the bathroom retiled. And...
Christmas.
Tears.
Birth.
Tears.
Future.
Mrs. Jetson.
You would like to be Mrs. Jetson?
I would like to be able to ride around a car with not on the road.
A hover car.
Yeah, a hover car.
Yeah,
I get road rage in Alice Springs, which is so embarrassing.
What's the worst thing you've ever said to anyone in Alice Springs? Do you actually scream abuse at people?
Piss off, get out of the way, you dickhead! Barry.
Let's go deeper.
Yeah, OK.
You can answer this with more than one.
Are these questions now?
These are, yeah.
This is not word association.
We've moved away from word association.
Oh, OK.
When did you first start making people laugh?
When I was a kid, and I grew up in on a farm. I had 6 brothers and sisters, and life was very dull at times. And I thought, life's got to be better than this. And I remember I was 13, I just streaked naked through the house on a Sunday afternoon. I made 2 of them laugh and 6 of them cry.
Maybe if we just stick to one word answer. You've got 5 kids of your own, we think, but you've been foster mother to dozens more.
Yes.
What's that been like?
Fostering?
Yes.
I know what you're thinking.
I don't know what I'm thinking, so you could tell me.
I think you're thinking, how shit is some kid's life if I'm their last port of call? It was the most liberating time I've ever had, because you watch the news and everything's vile and everything's horrifying, but if you have got a little waif in your house that you didn't need to have, you just let yourself off the hook mentally. Like, it's physically really hard work, but mentally very easy work. And also I felt that I was a little bit Mother Teresa. Bit Bob Gelder. And a tad Bono.
Nice combination. So is it hard to let the foster children go?
No. No. Piece of piss.
Do you ever think of fostering out your own children?
Well, the thing is, I'm a registered foster carer in Alice Springs, so if I fuck up too much, I'm going to get my own kids back.
Are you happy now? Do you feel comfortable and relaxed? Have you let some...
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Except now I've got to get off.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, don't we all? Our time is up. Could you please thank Fiona and Lachlan? You can stay there. Not really. After the break, Picture of the Year. Back at the desk, H.G. Nelson and Corinne Grant. Amanda Keller and Tom Gleeson. We're about to show you the finalists for Picture of the Year, but first we thought we'd take a look at some of 2008's honourable mentions. Hooper team, your best caption for these, please.
Oh. Well, sadly, this has got all the elements that I should swerve past. Blokes, animals, frocks, and old age.
I reckon the Pope's really chuffed because he didn't think he'd ever get to meet former Prime Minister John Howard.
I just hope they checked first if the koala was of age.
Shall we try the next one?
Oh, no. Look, every Palin joke's been done. Came up with Russia. Well, it was there yesterday. Penrith Panther, I'd like to shoot that. But finally I had to settle on... Plugger, the pit bull is gay?
I think she's saying, I don't know why I haven't disappeared yet either.
Let's move on.
No, I don't understand why people say, she's good people. She's good people. She is not good people. She's someone who taught her children how to bite the neck out of a moose instead of how to use a condom.
It's a long headline, but I'll wear it.
Robin's team.
Yeah.
Your finest work for these.
Right here.
Snaps, please.
Oh. Gee, you have to concentrate on that one, don't you?
Yeah. Prince Charles thrilled that trees talk back.
Prince Charles says, Harry, William, have you had an operation?
Charles's speech goes so long, audience grows moss.
Look what I found in Camilla's armpit.
Should we try the next one?
Yeah.
Oh, why the long face?
Yes.
Sacha Baron Cohen reveals he is Winehouse hoax.
Winehouse rejected as ambassador for Golden Door.
Surprised you remember...
Sorry, just to go back, Golden Door is like a place you go to get off alcohol.
and you know how? Surprised you remember for High Five. In fact, now they'll be called Very High Five.
And the last one. Oh.
Bush shits on Constitution.
Well, the only one I've come up with is Bush fills space in the Oval Office.
Bush pronounces a word correctly and his face rejects it.
Them now, ladies and gentlemen, on 85 points. Them on 87 points. And your next Jet Sparrow presenters are Corinne Grant and Tom Gleeson. Make them welcome.
The nominees for Picture of the Year are Andrew Simons and Friend.
Brendan Nelson and Friend.
Kevin Rudd and Ball.
And John McCain and Tongue.
And the Sparrow goes to...
John McCain!
To accept the award, Kitty Flanagan! Thank you. This is very unexpected. I certainly don't remember taking that photograph. Thank you. Well, they say a picture tells 1,000 words. When most people look at that photograph, I think they just think one word, and that's loser. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you there are 1,000 words for that photograph, and what I'd like to do is take you through those 1,000 one by one. First 200. Another couple here. It won't be. Sorry, we've got till what, Thursday? All right, it shouldn't take long. So let's just go through them. There's tool, sad, window liquor. That's hyphenated, so that is technically just one word. So we've still got 996 to go. Hang in there. Dead man walking, feeble, no hoper. Republican. They're not all crackers, some of these just words. The ad Benetton rejected. I'm working in fours now. The man the world rejected. Flatulent. I just like saying that word. Incontinent goes with flatulent. Geriatric. Oh, audience fading. Time to throw in fuck knuckle. There's always, whoops, my pointy white hood fell off. What have we got here? We've got pumpkin, zucchini... Sorry, that's my shopping list. I beg your pardon. How much... I think I'm down, what, 972? Keep going? Keep going. All right, brilliant. All right, deranged. Bummer. Because he's doing that behind... Or Obama. I know, God. They just keep coming. In fact, you know, I might wrap it up, and if you want to go to my my website, I'll list the other 968 there. But thank you very much. This is really special. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kitty Flanagan. Kitty Flanagan. When you look back at the year like this, you realise what a strange journey it's been. The entire planet was sucked through a wormhole and came out in bizarro world where capitalism is bad and socialism is good and merchant bankers are on welfare. And one of the highlights of the year was the 2020 summit. Remember that? Me neither. And it seems like only yesterday we were facing economic and environmental and financial ruin. Oh, wait, that was yesterday. I've got to be honest with you, for me it was a very odd year, personally as well.
This was never the way I planned, not my intention. I got so brave, drink in hand, lost my discretion. It's not what I'm used to. Just wanna try you on. I'm curious for you. Caught my attention. I kissed a girl and I liked it. The taste of her cherry chapstick. I kissed a girl just to try it. Hope my workmates don't mind it. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean I'm in love tonight. I kissed a girl and I liked it. I liked it. I don't even know your name. It doesn't matter. You're my experimental game. Just human nature. It's not what good guys do.
Stick around! Screen Club Crew coming up next!
Back in the game, please make them welcome Will Anderson and Lehmo. And the return of Cal Wilson and Colin Lane.
Oh, good to see you.
OK, remember about 3 days ago when we showed you the strange but true clues? Claire, Will, Lehmo, you had that extraordinary textbook.
And look, I have to show you. Amanda Keller found the most wonderful, wonderful picture in the break.
Oh.
I'm not quite sure if I can see it very well, but she looks extraordinarily bushy. Oh.
All right, does he look like he's blowing her up at all?
It looks like he's passed out and just fallen on her.
He looks like he's just no good at CPR.
We also have the black rod. Very nice. And this.
Can I get a little mic action here? And
Ozzy Osbourne.
I might spoken word the preamble for you, just so we can all appreciate the depth of the lyrics, okay? Yeah. You say you want to go for a spin? Yeah. The party started, we'll let you in. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. You keep on shouting, you keep on shouting.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ah, what a rock and roll all night. A party every day. I wanna rock and roll all night. And party every day.
What's it all about?
All right, I think it's pretty simple here, Paul. We've got party every day. I'm going to go with party on that one. Yep. We have the black rod. Now, I'm thinking this is Parliament. The usher of the black rod is a parliamentary term. We have a textbook, which is the joy of sex. I'm going to put those three things together, and I'm going to say we've got a sex party in Parliament. Now, that's not as gross as it sounds. I think there's a new party in Australian Parliament called the Australian Sex Party, which, being an Australian sex party, I doubt they'll be able to sustain an election. But their entire thing is like, well, you know, people have sex and we enjoy sex, and so we're going to have a party that's all about sex. And you know what? Politicians, screw you. We're just going to be honest about it.
Right, no, I actually called the party officers the other day. It cost me $5.95 a minute, though.
I like to see it. I like to see them, instead of kissing babies, they should kiss babes.
Yeah. And have you heard their slogan? You come first.
Well, they do have it, ladies and gentlemen. They have it all there. It's all folded neatly. A new political force has indeed been launched in Canberra, the Australian Sex Party. They don't have a platform as such, but they do have an interesting harness-like apparatus. Plus, they want no internet censorship, sex education, and a dildo big enough to plug the hole in the ozone layer. They support gay marriage, interspecies marriage, and human object marriage. And they're demanding equal rights for what they refer to as inflatable Australians. The good news is the Sex Party is hoping to take at least one Senate seat, roughly and repeatedly. Mikey, Cal, Colin, your clues were the cardboard box, the running shoe.
I feel like some really inept housewife. Honey, I baked!
And this.
Oh, the shark, babe, has such teeth, dear, and it shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has old McKeith, babe, and he keeps it out of sight. Oh, when that shark bites, scarlet billows, and then the scarlet billows start to spread. Fancy gloves, oh, where's old McKeith, babe? So there's never, never, never a trace of red Mac the knife.
Thank you, John Farnham.
I have just realised you're that homeless guy that lives near my train station.
That's exactly right. Thank you very much, Mikey. Thank you.
Lovely, Colin.
Yeah, God bless you, Paul. I learned from the master. You!
And another 5 points.
Look, I have a bizarre feeling we've heard bits of this story before. Bits of this body before. It's a Canadian story. There's a bay there, for some reason. Running shoes attached to...
feet.
...have been turning up on the shore.
Yeah, there's been like 7 over the past couple of years. People having romantic walk on the beach. Oh, what's that? It's a shoe. There's someone still in it, but only from the ankle down.
Yeah. and it's like Canada's biggest unsolved mystery, or as I say, the only interesting thing about Canada.
So I'm assuming that the Mac the Knife song is either because Colin paid you to let him sing on the show, or because it's to do with the fact that the legs have been cut off.
And another one's turned up recently, and nobody knows, mon ami. That's my French-Canadian.
That was Nobody Knows.
They have it.
Yeah.
They have it. At the beginning of the year, we told you about a stretch of coastline in Vancouver where police had found 3 severed feet in running shoes. Then a few months later, they found 3 more, and now the 7th severed foot has washed up. The origin of the feet is still a mystery, although the 2 primary theories remain a shark or a cannibal who has trouble undoing double knots. The most likely explanation so far seems to be that somewhere over the ocean a team of particularly delicious one-legged basketball players fell out of an upside-down helicopter.
You're really happy with that one, aren't you?
Canadian police aren't ruling out any options, but say it's unlikely all 7 feet came from the same person.
Now, if that same serial killer was in Australia, they wouldn't leave the feet on the beach, they'd throw them over power lines outside people's houses.
And now to present the penultimate Jet Sparrow tonight, make them welcome Lehmo and Colin Lane.
Hey, Lehmo.
Hi, it's Lehmo.
Lehmo, how you going?
Hello, very well, thank you. Hello, how are you, Colin?
Good, thank you. How's the radio career going?
Got fired. How's Frank?
The nominees for the Sparrow for Politics are George W. Bush, who revealed he stopped playing golf out of respect for the troops killed in Iraq. Also, his clubs were being used to beat heads in at Guantanamo.
Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe, who's brought more misery to Africa than drought, disease and the French. At least Hitler could paint.
Labor MP Belinda Neal, who told a pregnant Liberal, "Your child will turn into a demon if you have such evil thoughts." Belinda then turned her head 180 degrees to projectile vomit on a priest.
And the Republicans, the grand old party of the United States, which saw a country being torn apart by poverty, greed and racism, and decided the answer was Sarah Palin. A bush with lipstick is still a bush.
And the Sparrow goes to...
the Republicans!
To accept the award, H.G. Nelson!
There you go.
Yes, I'm both humbled and at the same time very, very proud to accept this magnificent award on behalf of the Republican Party. I prepared a short speech on the off chance that I'd be accepting this award. The grand old party might be down and out at the moment. It hasn't got a seat in either the Senate or the House of Representatives or the White House. But in 2012, Sarah the Shopper will lead us back into triumph in the White House because we have access to this great country's greatest resource. Ladies and gentlemen, America's greatest resource is not oil, is not the car industry, is not the might of our military power. Our greatest resource is our ignorance, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, ignorance. And remember, the great thing about ignorance, ladies and gentlemen, is it's completely fucking renewable. And it will be by 2012. See you then.
H.G. Nelson. Coming up, the big one, the solid gold Jet Sparrow. Would you please welcome back everyone? The big award is coming up, but first, one last lightning round of dirty, sexy, fast money.
Does anyone else feel like they're a choir? I feel like we're in a choir.
I think Paul's on trial and we're a jury of his peers.
I feel like we're all the Johnny Young talent team come back to meet up again.
Shut in. In South Australia, police have arrested a man for driving offences. What was wrong with his car?
Well, obviously...
That's the reaction we love.
It wasn't registered.
No.
It was,
no tyres.
No tyres. She's got it, ladies and gentlemen. Fiona, I love
The tyres are like a Flintstones.
There were no tyres on the passenger side.
And I just made that up.
Aussie backpackers are colonising Britain by stealth. How?
Sperm donations, sir.
She's got it. They get paid. Snappy.
And I thought it was the palms coming over here that were wankers. Anyway.
According to new research from the US, fingerprints aren't the only way to identify humans. What else is unique to every person?
Smell.
I know, sir, I know.
Ah, that's it.
Whoa. Smell. Smell.
Yep.
We didn't...
Body
we were
odour.
going to say smell.
Body odour.
Body odour.
DNA.
You're too slow.
Well, I'm going to throw it back here then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But you'll have to be quicker. A UK council has banned staff from using the phrase singing from the same hymn sheet. Why?
Because it's
a church?
because it's religion specific.
Yes, it's...
And would upset the
Muslims.
Muslims and Jews and the Buddhas.
Thank you, they've got it.
They had a lot of answers before they got to atheism.
They do. People tend to have a lot of cracks at it.
We like to be quite frugal with our answers. Just one word.
Smell.
Smell.
Let's see. The Australian Customs Service has been forced to modify its hands-on self-defence training. Why?
Smell.
DNA.
Dawn Fraser.
No. Anybody?
Security was...
People are getting hurt during cavity searches.
Please tell me that's not true.
Nearly 150 officers have been hurt.
Yeah, getting cavity searches.
Fat lips and broken noses. I don't know how you get a broken bone from a... Oh. In Germany, a jail inmate was making stationery from the prison shop. What did he do next?
He made a paper ladder.
Paul, paper mache gun.
He posted himself out of the prison.
He was Flat Stanley.
He climbed into a big cardboard box full of merchandise and was driven out of the gate by the express courier. Well done. Well done. The last one, I'm going to open it up to anyone.
Smell.
According to the...
Albert Einstein. Jet Sparrow.
According to the 2009 fitness survey, 34% of men say they've done what in bed?
Slap.
Exercise.
Was it falling asleep during sex?
No.
Oh, no.
It's actually making an effort during sex.
Put a wig and lipstick on a pillow, then kiss it and cry yourself to sleep.
34% of men...
orgasm.
Dressed up.
I'm going to give it to you.
How do you do that? Bring along some warm porridge in a cup and throw it on a back.
That's got to be in.
Josh know that.
Go over on that side. Also in the cavalcade tonight, Claire Hooper, Will Anderson, Lehmo, Josh Lawson, Fiona O'Loughlin, H.G. Nelson, Corinne Grant and the Umbilical Brothers scored a flawless 125 points. Shaded by Mikey Robbins, Cal Wilson, Colin Lane, Kitty Flanagan, Jimeoin and Andy Tom Gleeson and the Umbilical Brothers on 127 points. They're the winners. It's crying.
For 2 points, Josh will fake an orgasm.
Absolutely.
I'll give it to you.
But we've got to believe it.
No, all right, I'll do it as
Yeah,
believable
he's
as I
been
can.
ignited. I learn this stuff all the
He
time.
started.
Can you just hold me while I do this?
And here comes child number 6.
Shit, yeah. Choke me.
I'm sorry. Well,
Wow, that is so much different to my get off me, I'm done.
I'll have what he's having.
I think I'll have to declare it a tie, ladies and gentlemen. Please, warm round of applause for everyone. But first, ladies and gentlemen, to present tonight's ultimate prize, can you please welcome back to the stage for what last time, Ms. Claire Hooper and Mr. Mikey Robbins.
Miss Hooper, the nominees for the Solid Gold Sparrow are, from New York, the place known as Wall Street. This evil thoroughfare dragged the entire world into a financial crisis, taking thousands of innocent bankers, brokers and their illegal Mexican slaves with it.
From Rome, the calendar that tried to promote World Youth Day by showing photographs of 12 handsome priests. The Catholic Church knows what hot young men look like, thanks very much.
From Sydney, the trousers which deserted Todd McKenny in his hot hour of need, which allowed themselves to be spiked with an illegal substance and which refused to speak up when Todd was found wandering in a park and arrested. And you call yourself pants.
And from Western Australia, the chair that destroyed the leadership of Liberal MP Troy Boswell. Like some siren from IKEA, this slutty stool bewitched Troy until he no longer had control of his senses, except smell.
And the Solid Gold Sparrow goes to Claire. Buffalo.
The pants of Todd McKenny!
Unfortunately, the pants themselves can't be here tonight. They're filming on location. So to accept Mr. Paul McDermott.
There it is. Beautiful, isn't she? I just thank God police dropped the charges against Todd McKenny after he was found unconscious in a park with drugs in his pocket. The facts are simple. Todd was at a party in King's Cross. He was dancing so much he overheated and had to remove his pants. We've all been there. This explains why every games arcade in Australia has banned him from Dance Dance Revolution. Someone obviously planted the drugs when Todd took his trousers off again. That's right, he was the victim of the tall poppy pants droppy syndrome. Ladies and gentlemen, the Good News Week Solid Gold Sparrow for 2008, Todd McKenny's pants. Extraordinary. If you want to look at 10.com.au/GNW, go for your bloody life. So we say, hi Lazarus, we're home, and leave you with the good news for the weeks ahead. International Buy Nothing Day will again struggle to sell ribbons. Thursday's Anti-Terrorism and Bomb Prevention Conference will discuss the possibility of just, you know, labelling the wires. To celebrate a year since Kevin Rudd became Prime Minister, plans for a big party will be thoroughly discussed. And Qantas will hold its annual general meeting. It'll start on the 5th floor, then suddenly drop to the 1st. Good night, we'll be back. Thank you.